Hello, my name is Matthias Drewry. I teach at Sally Humble Elementary. That's in Monroe City School District in Ouachita Parish, Louisiana. One thing that I'm passionate about as an educator is student engagement. I say that with a broad stroke of a brush because student engagement to me is, starting when the students walk in the building every day. I want them to look forward to coming into my classroom. I want them to look forward to, what are we going to talk about in social studies today? My goal has been, as teaching social studies, which I've done off and on throughout my career, is to try to take a subject which most students find to be very uninteresting, especially at this age level, and make it something very interesting for them. And I found that doing a lot of group work, incorporating technology especially, giving them some independent time, group work time, challenging them with higher level thinking questions and things like that, and doing projects and hands-on is definitely, added to the richness of this actual subject that most students, especially third, fourth grade, find very uninteresting. Anyway, the grade level that I have today is sixth grade. They are my homeroom class students. Content that's going to be taught comes from my Louisiana State Standards. This will be in Unit 3, Topic 2. The focus is on ancient Rome. My objectives today and my lesson plans is for the students to continue to investigate the Roman Republic and those ideals. And we're going to focus on several topics today. The end message is for them to explore not only the culture but the day-to-day lives of an ancient Roman, from a slave to a gladiator to a senator to a Caesar. And from that, we're going to be talking and adding on to our prior lesson. In our previous lessons, when we got into this topic of ancient Rome, we transitioned out of ancient Greece. And some of the information that they're bringing with them in our last lesson stemmed from the mythology of Rome and where Rome got its name. And we spoke of Romulus and Remus and that myth. And we also talk about the Etruscans. We did some exploration of that. We did a virtual video field trip lesson on that, talking about the cultures and things that we know and how some of that's been shared into the Roman culture. How this lesson connects to the overall goals. Again, our goal is in this unit is to be able to have the capacity to understand what it was like in ancient Greek and Roman civilizations and show how those interconnections weave throughout all of Eastern ancient worlds and cultures. What's important information for my students to learn today is to be able to expand and grow on and to continue to move forward in ancient Rome. As we talk about the government, we talk about the different wars and the different changes in republic to empire and vice versa. Some adaptations you'll see stem from student work, student engagement, my 504 students, small group interactions and things. Nothing else is relevant for this lesson other than, that this is just something that we're going to continue to add on and build throughout the next several weeks and months until we finish Unit 3. All right. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
All right. If you guys want to take a look at the board, what's today? This is day 3. And our task today is still in the Roman Republic. We've been on this for a few days. We're in topic 2, ancient Rome. Those are standards. The connection to unit claim. Caroline, would you read this for us quickly?
Students examine the rise and fall of the Roman Republic and Roman Empire. Students also consider how classical Roman ideas have influenced the cultures throughout the world.
Great. So what we're going to be doing today is continue what we talked about last week, but we're going to go into depth. We're going to be looking at specific topics about Roman life. So our task today is to do some investigation, okay? We're going to be looking at this culture, and at the end of the lesson, we're going to be comparing them to a culture they share a lot with. What culture is that, class?
Greece.
That's Greece. Very good. So in the video we watched the other day, we talked about what it was like in ancient Rome to live as a teenager. That means coming of age before you reach adulthood, right? Was it different for males and females?
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay. So that's the link that we watched on Friday. And the question that we're focusing on was, what was it like to grow up in ancient Rome? So if you would, take a look at your PowerPoints that you have, and take a look at this question. It says, I'm going to be dividing you into groups today, but the question is, what was it like again to grow up in ancient Rome? How are we going to figure that out? So take a look and read block number 1 for me. We know what we're doing. What are we preparing today?
A presentation.
A presentation, okay, not in PowerPoint or anything like that. We're just gonna do a simple Google Doc because I want most of the time for you guys to engage with each other, okay? So what we're gonna be focusing on is these topics right here, okay? Caroline, would you read the first one?
Life in Roman times.
Theon,
Social structure.
Liana, gladiators, chariots, and Roman games, good. Jake,
Roman mythology.
and the last one, class? Does this sound a lot like our 9 characteristics of what it takes to make up a civilization? Absolutely. So what you're going to be doing today is, if you look up here, you're going to be giving me at least one image, okay, from your topic, and how many statements, or how many unique statements?
3.
At least 3, okay? After that, we're going to do some group presentations. And again, I'll use the oral rubric that we've gone over already. And at the end of class, our elements that Roman society we're focusing on, again, is that overlap between Greece and what? And Rome, okay? So let me back up.
Okay, I didn't track him. What you say is
So Marielle, which topic is your group working on again?
We're working on gladiators, chariots, and the Roman games.
Okay. Have y'all found anything unique yet that you're putting in there? Who's going to be the one actually creating your doc over here to share it with the class? Okay. So guys, y'all make sure that you get her some good information there, okay? Guys, which one are y'all working on?
We're working on life in Roman times.
Life in Roman times? Have y'all found anything yet unique?
No, sir. We're
Still.
just trying to get everybody on the dock right now.
All right, so y'all kind of point out who has what job and all that. Good, good.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
Can we look for pictures on Google?
Yeah, just in the instructions, take a look at the site link I gave you. Probably start there, Drew. That would be the best place. Yeah, good. If you want to add one more, that's fine. But remember, we're looking for some good information so you can share, but also be ready for your Q&A. Okay, so make sure you're focusing on that. How are we doing over here, guys? Good. Which topic are y'all on again? Okay. And have you found anything unique yet? Good deal. Tell me one thing you found so far.
We found that the religious part of Roman mythology is heavily inspired from Greek mythology.
So there's that connection, that overlap, right, between our last culture that we talked about. Good deal.
So nobody wrote about the leader, whether it's how to rise, so they could not tell their own stories. So the women weren't able to vote. They never learned how to vote. Yeah. Yeah, and there is.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so when you're writing your fact, if you don't know what something means in it, should we look it up or just try to know what it means?
Yeah, you can look it up. Though.
Yes,
Ask your
sir.
group members first because they may know that. But yeah, you can go out and look. If there's any words that's giving you any problems or ask me, I'll be happy to help.
Yes, sir. Do you any of y'all know
Rise and rebel.
what does that mean?
That means like forcefully not do it.
So it says like in their hope to distract the poor from their poverty and help them not read.
Yeah, it means like try not to do it.
Try not to do it.
What is it? Try not. Sentence.
Pretty much just
Not try to kill themselves. Okay, I'm gonna look this up.
As with many cultures, a person's quality of life depended in many ways on their rank within the social structure. Two Romans living at the same time in the same city could have very different lives. Rich or wealthy, Romans' life was good. They lived in beautiful houses.
Roman Greece
Is
mythology
this
was
your
about
work
so
that you guys have created so far?
Yes, sir. We listed all of our facts and put some pictures of
Roman slaves and the people involved.
Would you share
in the
with us
Colosseum.
just one of your facts? I really like those pictures.
Most Roman slaves were prisoners of war, which means POW, just like most Greek slaves were.
So you found that connection between those cultures, did you?
Yes,
Good
sir.
deal. Good deal. You're working on inventions and innovations, right? Okay, so tell me a little bit about what is that at the top?
It is ancient Rome's newsletter right here.
Okay, very good. So did they have a written language? So was that very innovative to their culture and society? The Etruscans, remember from last week, were the ones that they borrowed their alphabet from. Y'all remember that? All right, guys, I just want to take a look at what you got so far. You got your facts, you got your emails, looking good. Just doing some editing on it?
Yes, sir.
Good deal, good deal. Sailor, have you guys finished yours? You ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, before you share it with me, I'm going to do our presentation. Just scroll through it. Let me see what we have. Good, you have your facts and your images. Cool. I'm ready to do like it. Nice. All right, let me come over here. Drew, let me capture an image of that, what you guys have so far. Because we're about to do our presentations. Social structures in ancient Rome. You have your facts. Keep scrolling down. Did you guys prepare something else? How did the very model?
We didn't have anything else. We just had this first page.
Okay, good. What about us? Are we about ready over here?
Oh, yes, sir.
All right, let's take a look at what you got real quick. Just scroll to the top.
I'm pretty sure that's a farm.
Now, did you put your title in there? Make sure you put your title at the top there, okay? And don't forget to share with me. We'll get started with our presentations here momentarily. All right, guys, it's about that time. It's time for our presentations. And Drew's group is going to go first. Drew, are you guys ready? Yes, sir. The floor is yours. Hey, will you turn off the lights, sir?
So we listed some facts about the social structures in ancient Rome. Most and if y'all have questions, y'all can raise y'all's hand, and I'll answer them. And there's pictures that I'll tell you about after the facts are listed. And number one was that most Romans were POW, just like most Greek slaves were.
Most women did not have the same privileges as men.
I'm sorry, I have a question real quick. What does POW mean?
Prisoners of war.
Okay, can you explain that a little bit more? What is prisoner of war?
So the prisoners of war were people that, if they didn't kill them during the war, they would capture them and make them slaves.
Okay, good.
Most women did not have the same privileges as men.
What do you mean as like not the same privileges as men?
Like they could not work as them. They couldn't vote and stuff as them. They couldn't vote or have the same education as them.
They didn't have fair fight.
They couldn't read or write, so they couldn't tell about themselves. Emperors were born into the position instead of being voted into it. Okay. And the Senate thought that the slaves should wear special clothing so they would identify as slaves.
What does it mean by they had to wear special clothing? Could you elaborate on that?
So the Senate thought that since they looked too much like the regular Roman citizens, that they should wear special clothing, but I think they feared for them because they thought that when the slaves saw how many there were of them, they would turn against them and start war.
That's interesting.
Women slaves had jobs such as maids and farm workers.
The only person in Rome that was allowed to wear a purple toga was the emperor.
What is a toga?
It's like,
It's a robe, pretty much. It's purple robe that
ask a quick question? He talked about, what is the toga? I mean, you can see kind of what he's wearing. Why is it purple?
So that we can like stand out.
So was that kind of like a royal color maybe or something? Okay. Have we seen other cultures in future times past Rome really like the purple color? Do you remember from fourth grade, they talked about cash crops in the New World? What was the very first cash crop? Not cotton, not tobacco. What was it?
Indigo.
Look at that, bringing back that fourth grade education. Indigo. Indigo was used as a dye, wasn't it? And what color does it make? Kind of like a bluish purple color, does it? And the royals like it. Y'all did a really good job on it. I know you said you were gonna tell us about your pictures. Tell us a little bit quickly.
So the picture is the Roman Colosseum, the first one, and that was used for entertainment and things where people could go watch things that people and stuff. And that we're pretty sure that's a farmer. And then you got you got the slaves. The slaves from Roman times, the clothing that they had on, and then the emperor. That's the picture of a Roman emperor.
With his toga on. So what was your topic, your title of your topic one more time before we wrap up and go to the next group? Social structure, society. How was it structured? So from here, did we have royalty? Did we have people who were slaves that y'all talked about today? What's something else that you learned from what they talked about today, class? Anybody? When it comes to society of ancient Rome, what's one thing you took away from this? Yes, ma'am.
That most Romans were prisoners of war.
So if we go back to the video we watched the other day, when we talked about the amount of people, the population in ancient Rome, most of the people in ancient Rome were not citizens, were they? What were they? They were slaves, right? So do you think that had an impact on why Rome was so powerful? Y'all did a really good job. Give them a hand, guys. All right, next group up is going to be Sailor's group. Sailor, when you're ready, come on up. Hello again, this is Matthias Drewry. Just wanted to give a quick debrief on the 4 questions that were in the portal about today's lesson. The first thing, I do believe my lesson objectives were met. I know this because of the rubric that I gave my students through the presentations that they created today on the different topics of ancient Rome. I thought they had wonderful presentations. I thought we had a great Q&A. Not only what you saw as far as the brief video clip, but all of my classes today. Is there anything I would do differently next time? I would say no, but just to make you aware in the future, we will be building upon this strategy, incorporating multiple slides in a PowerPoint presentation, especially toward the end of Unit 3. What happened after this segment? We're going to actually continue to explore the Roman Empire and start to make a correlation between the empire, the republic, to our own government in the United States. And we'll be doing that here in the next week before we get to the Unit 3 exam. And lastly, anything else that is relevant to you guys to know about, I would like to let you know that I did have another group of students, about 6 students, that were not eligible to be on camera. And I had them in the back of the class out of frame. So whenever you didn't see me in frame or between segments, I was working with them hand in hand. They did get to present, but they're not on camera. But I just wanted to make you aware of that. And in closing, I just want to take this opportunity to thank you again for allowing us and my school to be represented through the state. And I'm excited about this opportunity, and I look forward to hearing from you guys. All right, have a great year. Thanks again. Bye-bye.